Quotes that will change your thinking by Marcus Aurelius. The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. When you arise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to think, to enjoy, to love. The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. It is not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live. The object of life is not to be on the side of the majority, but to escape finding oneself in the ranks of the insane. Our life is what our thoughts make it. Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth. Accept whatever comes to you, woven in the pattern of your destiny, for what could more aptly fit your needs? The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Dwell on the beauty of life. Watch the stars and see yourself running with them. Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking. Reject your sense of injury, and the injury itself disappears. He who lives in harmony with himself lives in harmony with the universe. To understand the true quality of people, you must look into their minds and examine their pursuits and aversions. What we do now echoes in eternity. Do every act of your life as though it were the very last act of your life. Begin each day by telling yourself, today I shall be meeting with interference, ingratitude, insolence, disloyalty, ill will, and selfishness. Look well into thyself. There is a source of strength which will always spring up if thou wilt always look. Life is neither good or evil, but only a place for good and evil. The universe is change. Our life is what our thoughts make it. While you live, while it is in your power, be good. Live not as though there were 1,000 years ahead of you. Fate is at your elbow. Make yourself good, while life and power are still yours. Adapt yourself to the things among which your lot has been cast, and love sincerely the fellow creatures with whom destiny has ordained that you shall live. Look back over the past with its changing empires that rose and fell, and you can foresee the future too. Because a thing seems difficult for you, do not think it impossible for anyone to accomplish. The only wealth which you will keep forever is the wealth you have given away. Look within. Within is the fountain of good, and it will ever bubble up if thou wilt ever dig. The best way to avenge yourself is to not be like that. Loss is nothing else but change, and change is nature's delight. Do not be wise in words, be wise in deeds. It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinions than our own. To live happily is an inward power of the soul. The more we value things outside our control, the less control we have. To love only what happens, what was destined, no greater harmony. The universe is transformation. Our life is what our thoughts make it. How ridiculous and how strange to be surprised at anything which happens in life. He who fears death either fears the loss of sensation or a different kind of sensation. Remember that man lives only in the present, in this fleeting instant. All the rest of his life is either past and gone or not yet revealed. Receive without pride, let go without attachment. Do not act as if you had 10,000 years to live. Everything that exists is in a manner the seed of that which will be. Death smiles at us all, but all a man can do is smile back. No man is happy who does not think himself so. Whatever happens to you has been waiting to happen since the beginning of time. A man's worth is no greater than his ambitions. Do every act of your life as though it were the very last act of your life. Accept the things to which fate binds you, and love the people with whom fate brings you together, but do so with all your here. He who does not observe the movements of his own mind must of necessity be unhappy. Because a thing seems difficult for you, do not think it impossible for anyone to accomplish. Do not indulge in dreams of having what you have not, but reckon up the chief of the blessings you do possess, and then thankfully remember how you would crave for them if they were not yours. To love only what happens, what was destined, no greater harmony. If someone is able to show me that what I think or do is not right, I will happily change, for I seek the truth, by which no one was ever truly harmed. You are a little soul carrying around a corpse. How much time he gains? Who does not look to see what his neighbor says or does or thinks, but only at what he does himself, to make it just and holy? In the morning, when you're sluggish about getting up, let this thought be present. I am rising to a man's work. Each day provides its own gifts. Don't miss out. Subscribe for your daily dose of wisdom. Thanks for watching.